Hey guys, how you doing? It's Saturday, June 11th, 2022. I'm here with Kathy Bates. We're going to play the Flying Armadillo main course from the whites, because we're not crazy. There are no pictures on the scorecard. All right, guys, this is the first hole at Flying Armadillo. The basket is a hanging basket right down in this tree down here. So you just got to get through this little archway, and it's a short hole. It's like 259 or something like that. Not very long. Just throw it up there, you know, have a look at a birdie, make your par. Easy start to a round.
They say pride goeth before the fall. You just heard my pride. I'm really happy with this throw right until it catches that tree and drops down. I'm lucky it didn't drop down in these woods and these shrubs and stuff, so I had an open look for an upshot, and I did not throw that as far out to the right as I should have. So now I've got a tough putt for par that I don't convert.
That's what I've been doing. I've been missing right, thinking that this is going to hyzer, and it doesn't. Not from inside the circle. Good toss. That's what I've been doing, though. That's been my miss. I've missed a lot to the right.
You can probably tell I'm getting a little frustrated with my putting. I throw this disc a little early release, and I catch another tree.
So I caught this tree off the tee. It just the wind just lifted my disc straight up. I'm laying right down here. The basket is right there. Got 141 feet. I'm going to take a mid-range and just try to lay it up there and save my par.
All right, as I said, I have 141 feet. I've got my verdict in hand. Just going to throw a little forehand upshot here. Hoping to lay this up either at on the plateau where the basket is or just below the basket, and I catch another tree. All right, so I end up with 42 feet. I've got my putter out. And check it out. What a save. I will take that. I even gave you birdie pose.
So I've hit 3 trees through 2 holes. Trees are not our friends. And this next hole is a crap load of trees. So it will not get better, I suspect.
In case you were wondering about if I was kidding about the trees on this hole, yeah, I wasn't. It's not going to be easy to see, but you have to see this throw. She absolutely chucks this shot. This is one of the best shots I've ever seen in real life.
Ooh, oh my God, you're going to love that. You just ran the basket, baby.
Guys, I just want to show you, the basket is right here. This chick threw that disc about 50 feet past the basket from a standstill on a 250-foot hole. That's not nothing. She absolutely bombed that. I, on the other hand, did not make my putt.
Guys, if you could have just seen the throw that Kathy just made on the last hole, she bombed that thing. That was a hell of a throw and a great par from a great lady. So another short par 3 here. It's only 250, but it plays uphill and it's kind of a technical shot. The basket sits right here, and for me, I'm gonna have to throw like a forehand Annie with a stable disc to get it kind of to move back toward the basket. Kathy will probably just throw it right in if I know her. So
this is a tricky shot here. You have to throw it between these trees, and on a forehand, ready forehand, you have to throw it kind of on an Annie and get it to flip up. So I'm throwing a pretty stable disc here, and I don't make a bad move on it, but I probably should have thrown it a little harder.
take it.
Now, this lady is going to show you exactly how to throw the backhand here.
This chick.
That's a fine throw. Not a realistic look at birdie here. It's 60 feet. I'd give it a decent run, but I'm just taking a par. I can't think of a better time for 8 seconds of peace.
Okay guys, so this is the fifth hole out here at Flying Armadillo. The basket sits right there. So it's a real subtle dogleg left. So if you have that kind of backhand, that would be the play. I don't. So I'll be throwing an understable forehand, try to get it up in the air and kind of drift it into the basket. See what happens.
My goal was to throw this overstable disc on an Annie, kind of like Owen Scoggins. Keep it low, let it ride its Annie, and then stable up. And the wind just lifts it up, and I end up hitting a tree again. So I've got this upshot from 183 feet. I'm throwing my verdict, and I throw it up. And guess what? It hit a tree again. So I have 60 feet here on a kind of putt, straddle putt, getting out away from this bush. I didn't make my last 60-footer. I don't really have a reasonable expectation of missing this one. But I don't leave it in a good spot. I end up pushing this about 12 feet past. I'm standing behind a tree, almost in a bush. And I hit the cage. That is a double bogey, friends. And I told that guy where his disc landed in the bush behind me. Yeah, not a great hole.
All right, guys, we're in the tent that sits on the 6th tee, or next to the 6th tee. Kathy's beating me right now. I just made a double on that last hole because I, can't putt. And she threw the hell out of that first shot that she threw. I'm not entirely sure I got it on camera. I hope I did, because it was a hell of a throw. But yeah, so now I got to catch up to her because she's beating me, like a drum.
All right, so the 6th hole is a 190-foot par 3. I've got my escape in my hand, which I throw really well on the backhand, and I'm pretty proud of that throw.
So that was one of my better backhands that I've thrown in a long time. Pretty happy with that. I'll definitely take it.
All right, so I ended up about 18 feet from the hole here, kind of standing in amongst the trees. If you watch this channel, you know this is no gimme. But somehow I coax it into the basket for a birdie and give you the birdie dance. All right, there we go.
How about that birdie? That's right. All right, number 7 out here at Flying Armadillo. The basket sits down in this little stand of trees right here. So basically you just want to take something that's going to move to the right. For me, it's just a standard forehand hyzer. Got some wind blowing in on us, so I'll probably take something that's a little more stable to hold it up against the wind. And I'm going to try not to throw it nose up so it doesn't fly up into, well, there aren't any trees up there, but it'll still fly up if I don't do it right.
All right, guys, I've got my CD3 here. As I said, I'm throwing it on the forehand. We've got a little wind coming in, and I chuck this one. This is a really good shot by me. I'm pretty happy with this.
You know what feels better than a birdie? 2 birdies in a row.
We've got an uphill par 4 of 380 feet here. I've got my Shrike. I'm going to try to throw this pretty hard to get it to drift left and then come back right. And I hit a damn tree and tell you how I threw it.
I threw that nose down.
So bouncing off yet another tree, I'm left with this shot of 255 feet. I'm basically just going to throw the same disc. This is my Shrike again. And I'm going to try to get this somewhere up near the basket. And I'd make a good throw here, but man, these trees just have it out for me today.
All right, guys, so the basket is right there. My second shot caught a tree and kicked down here, so really just playing for par now. Just want to get this up and down.
All right, so on this 9th hole, you've got a tunnel shot off the tee. I throw my trespass here. It's a good shot. I didn't throw it as far as I would have liked. So that leaves me with this 183-foot shot with my verdict. I really throw this really well. This actually bounces off the rocks under the basket for a drop-in birdie.
So that was a really good mid-range I just threw there. It bounced off the rocks at the base of the basket. So I might have a look at a birdie here, which would be my 3rd in 4 holes and would get me back to even for the 9. Kathy Bates approves. All right, I'm through 9 holes and I managed to fight back to even after being 3 over at one point. So not bad at all. Made 3 birdies in the last 4 holes. I will definitely take that. Hey guys, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and I very much appreciate it. And so does Kathy Bates. Come back and see us again real soon. Make sure you remember there are no pictures on the scorecard.